Good evening, everybody. Hey, Chesno. Good to see you, brother. Good evening. Good evening, Richard. We're just getting started, man. We're just gonna really have a great show tonight, and we're glad to have you all with us. A lot going on out there, and good evening, Cosmic Mama. Thor, thank you. Thor Channel Lightning Light is info, I think it was. Hey, Kit Kat, good to see you. And now the show of the night is here. For anything else, Money Time, good to see you. This is CmdrAleon. I was on this morning. Commander Adama, good evening. Toddy Boy, this morning we were on, and I had Commander April on with me. She was on with me this morning. Those shows are going to be on my... I have two shows. This morning's show and last night's show will be on my YouTube channel before the night's out after I get off of here. I'll be putting those on. Then we'll be caught up. We have some fantastic programming, as always. White Orchard Annie, good to see you. Starlight, good to see you. Dragon Candy, good evening. Good evening to Twisted. Hope everyone's doing well as we get into this evening. You know, in the U.S., Thanksgiving is going to be held tomorrow, so a lot of people are traveling. Some people are off. And if you missed any shows, now you can watch the show tonight. If you've been working during the show at 11 o'clock, you're now here, able to see. Hey, Mike Masters, good to see you. Rachel, thank you for the share. Hey, Diane, love and light to you and all the brothers and sisters around the world, wherever you may be. This is, hey, Lucas Jackson. Good to have you with us, everybody. Kelly Cummings, 98. Patty G, 1970. Little Karen 222, thank you for the share. Patty, 1970, hi, Capricorn Patty. April, good to see you. Hey, always. Angel, welcome and thank you for the share. Ryan, hey, brother. Angel, thank you for joining us. We're just going to get started in a few minutes. One Toyota, Elvira, thank you for the gifts. Hey, Papa Smurth, happy holidays to you, brother. And thank you for the share. Myself, everybody, little Karen, Tim, Stan. Hey, Rachel. Hello from AZ. Hey, Lo, good to have you with us in AZ land. Joey, welcome to the show. And things that we're amped up tonight. We're going to have a great show. And hey, Jetty, good to see you. Good evening. Happy holidays to everybody out there, wherever you may be on the planet. Curious, welcome. Deeth, I think it's Deeth something. Love Valerie. Hey, Love Valerie. Surviving Parent, I think it is. Beverly Evans. Hey, Beverly Evans. Tamara, 246 something. Fire Horse Katu. Flo. Hey, Flo. Upstate New York. Good to have you with us upstate. Probably a little bit cold. Cold here. Well, it's not too cold here, but it is kind of cold. Hey, Austin Artist. Good to see you. Good to have you with us. Beverly from the UK. Hey, Beverly Evans. Tricky Dick. Welcome, Tricky Dick. Kennedy. Hey, Kennedy. Welcome to the show. Everybody out there. Nelly. A lot of good people. I can go on and on and on here. Hey, Marinette. Everybody, all my moderators. Everybody, hello. Winter weather advisory in effect. Ah, yes. Somewhere. Hey, Bobby. Hope Starseed is back tonight. Hey, Kyle. So we're going to have a lot of people on. I know we have a lot of people with stories to tell. And I can tell you, I just had a beautiful conversation, hey, Half Pint, with Commander Ashtar Athena earlier tonight when I got home from my work. Ashtar Athena is one of the last contactees that knew all the contactees that were at Giant Rock. And for those that don't know the history, George Van Tassel, all these people that were contactees from the 1950s and 60s. Hey, Roxy, good to see you. She knew every one of them. And we've done workshops together over the years. We did a lot of workshops here in Connecticut. She's a world traveler. I'm trying to get her on TikTok, but she needs the right kind of phone. We'll figure it out. If I was living in that area, I'd have her on TikTok already. But we'll have to figure it out. Camp Sparkles, good to see you. So I was talking to her about Ashtar Athena about contact, and she goes off planet all the time. She goes astral traveling all the time off planet. So I gave her a message, and I told her that I actually got a message for her, which I did. I got a message for her from her better half of her life, Ashtar. So Athena is actually married to Ashtar, and Ashtar is married to Athena. You know, in terms of marriage, those two are a couple, and they've been together forever. When she came to Earth, she called herself Ashtar Athena because she incorporates both the energy of Ashtar and Athena, Commander Athena. But so I told her, I said, I have a message for you. I said to her, you know, when contact happens, you're going to get to see your mate, Ashtar. And so I said, you have a message for me? I said, yes, I have a message. For once in my life, I had a message for her. And she's the one who I learned so many things from in my awakening experience back in the days when I first met her. She wrote for Sedona Journal of Emergence. She had a program on BBS radio in California for a number of years called The Voice of the Ashtar Command. She was a world traveler to India. She went all over the place. She had an Ashtar Command Center in Sedona, Arizona. She is one of the last people that is still around in the contact D period from that period. Well, not just, she's one of them. There might be one or two others, maybe. But she is a beautiful person. And so I talked to her about what's happening on here. And about 2 or 3 years ago, I think it was, she said, CmdrAleon, I said, you know what? The command is passing the mantle over to you. I said, what do you mean? I said, you're going to be taking over where I was. I said, no, this not happening. You know, I said, you're still involved. You're still activated. You're still motivated. There's no way I can do this. And never did I realize that when she said that, they were telling me, what she's telling me is that I was going to do my mission work in a much bigger way. And I talked to her tonight. I said, thank you. I said, I didn't understand it back then. I didn't understand, but I completely understand it. And I told her about the fact that I'm able to now remove implants from people. I said, I never thought that would ever be. I said to her, I said, I'd never even thought of ever doing this or this has ever happened. But I know now that I was gifted. I told her how that happened. And we had a beautiful discussion about it. So I'm trying to get her to get TikTok. It's going to take a little bit of time. But if I ever get on here, you'd love to hear her story. She's been around quite a bit on the planet. Very beautiful soul. So I figured I'd share that with you. Rosie Flores. So in terms of going on the ship, the way that will occur is the Ashtar Command, my family, my physical family, my father Robar will probably, and maybe my mother Luna, they'll come through the wall of my room. And what they'll do is they'll open up the wall, which is like a rift. When the time comes next year, whenever that is, they will come and get me, and they will take me through the wall. The wall will not exist for that moment of time, and I'll be taken on the ship in like 2 seconds. That's basically how it's going to happen. If you don't know what a rift is, it's an opening between time and space, and it allows for that opening where one can come in and go out. Very good question. So that's how I'll be taken on the ship. Bluebird, good to see you. Voice of One, good to see you. Jerry says, I sometimes have downloads. You probably do. I think most of the people here probably. Hey, thank you, April, for the gift. Marta, welcome. I think, hey, Goofy Girl, thank you for the heart. I appreciate that very much. Hey, Universal. I think some people do. I think we all eventually have downloads all the time at certain times. When we're sleeping, we get downloads. Sometime in our dream state, we get downloads. I think we always get downloads, you know. We just don't always realize it. And then later on, we get the downloads, and all of a sudden we're like, what's this information that we're getting? So, yeah, I think you probably do. Hey, Nancy, thank you for the roses. Anna Horton, welcome. No, I've heard about the UK sightings, but I'm also very aware that you're going to see not just UK sightings, but the sightings are happening all over the place. I showed a video of sightings over South Washington D.C., and I might just re-show it tonight for those that missed it. There were about 4 or 5 objects over South Washington, D.C., in the Washington, D.C. area, in the outer part of Washington, in the south side or southern part. And it's a clear video, and there's no disputing what it is because I've been involved in this for a long time. I think what is happening is a lot of people are recording stuff. I talked to somebody in North Carolina, the person that recorded the video of the spaceships over Duke, North Carolina, over the nuclear power plant. I'm hoping that person will be here tonight. I invited them to come on the show, and I hope they'll be here tonight. I did not see that one. I've seen a number of videos out of the United Kingdom the last few days. There's been a lot of activity over there too, but I have not seen that video. But if you have the source of the video, I definitely will check it out. There's been a lot of people on TikTok that I go slowly through. I scan TikTok like I scan a few other things, and a lot of people are really getting some good footage. There are people recording activity now, and I call them spaceships. I'll look at the video and determine whether it's a spaceship or not, but the ones I've been looking at from people are definitely not ours. And there is definitely spaceship activity happening and increasing. Happening and increasing. So we'll see what happens here. I'm going to, I'm trying to see if I can get this person on here. And they're on TikTok. As a matter of fact, see if I could. Now, for those that didn't see the video that I'm speaking of, I'm going to keep the volume down so you don't hear the language, but I will show the video. It is, I actually was video recorded November 26th, and this video shows 3 spaceships over Duke, North Carolina, and a couple of these people, one of them has a camera, and you can't make this stuff up. When I show you the video, you'll see what's going on. Let me up 00, let's see here, 000000. I think it's so let me see. So 00, can you tell me what you want to share with us before I let you up? I'm happy to talk to you. It's over the nuclear plant, pretty sure. Yeah, it's over the nuclear plant. Hey, Dave, it's good to see you. It's over the nuclear plant in North Carolina, in Duke. Inside of my finger, are you telling me you have an implant? Inside of my ring finger, I have a story for you, Ryan. The 3rd night in a row, Corky. Okay, so I'm going to bring on 00, and I'm going to bring you on as a guest. I had April with me this morning. We took out an implant from the young lady. 000. I'm not going to keep saying 0, but good evening.
Hi.
Hi, and tell me, what's your first name?
My name is Isaiah.
Isaiah, glad to have you with us. I've seen you on here, and I'm glad to help you out. So tell me a little bit of things. Give me the background story of what happened to you that you know that there's a implant in your ring finger.
Yeah, sure. I'm 25 years old now. When I was around 9 years old, my grandmother had a magnetic dartboard, and one of the darts stuck to my finger. I never had surgery in my life, never broke a bone, and it's a large, like, magnetic thing inside of my finger. It's connected to both of my blood veins on each side, and it's made of an unknown metal because it doesn't go off of any metal sensors. I've been like to airports, hospitals, everything, and it doesn't sound off the sensors, but it's magnetic. And I posted how it looks on x-ray photos. I posted the dart stuck into my finger and the scar above it on my page for proof.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you did? Okay. So How many years have you had this in that ring finger?
Let me see, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. About 15 years.
15 years. That's a long time.
Yeah.
So I want to get into deeper thing. Do you have a encounter with Zeta or reptilians or an abduction?
I've had encounters with supernatural beings. I think I'm visited by them regularly. And I think that
Okay.
I'm my one of my life purposes is meant to harness this ability for the benefit of mankind in general.
Right. Okay. So that gives me some idea. But implants, just to let you know, because I've been around this cosmic block a long time, those are usually done by either the government or negative ETs. So if you'd like, I did this morning with somebody who had an implant for many years in her. I took it out. I can help you and I can actually take out the implant.
I'm actually comfortable with it being there.
You're,
I want to harness and control whatever abilities it has for my own
right.
purposes.
But understand, so when the negative ETs put an implant in you, they also put the perception of reality in your consciousness that this is okay for you, it's going to be good for you. And the reason why they do that is because they want to track you. So they're making it. They'll have you over your sink for those 15 years. Oh, this is a good thing for you. You must have this. This is going to be good for you. Understand something. I'm fully activated on every level of consciousness, and I can tell you, I read your energy. They want you to think it's good and that it's something to harness. What they're
Well,
doing
let
is
me tell you
that.
how deep it gets. They probably have me already because I have a hexagonal formation on the back of my skull. It looks like a hexagon pointing out on the back of my head. So if it's that deep, I'm gonna just see it through, honestly. Because I mean, a lot of people, everybody I grew up with, I had a very traumatic life, and that's what I think helped me with these psychic abilities. Like I'm not afraid anymore, and I'm not afraid of
Well, you don't have to be
what they
afraid.
see.
You don't have to be afraid. But the whole purpose for me is to, I can't force anyone to do anything, but I'm getting a very strong sense. And if you watch my show, I'm pretty right on the money, cosmically speaking. If you can harness your abilities without having the implant. The implant is not something that is to be for the positivity of your future, of everything you want to do and learn. That ability is something that's given to you from birth. What that implant is doing is not really going to be for the benefit of you, and I'm getting that really strongly. I can't change your mind, but I can strongly state, that as a space being, because I don't come from this planet, it's not for your benefit. But if you think it is, I can't change that.
Well, the only reason why I'm just so strong about not removing it is because if I got it took out by now, it wouldn't really help me because I lost everything that has been close to me. So it doesn't. I'd like to see this through. Whatever I know, it's meant for a reason. So I'd like to know the reason before I cancel out the ability to discover what that reason was to begin with. You know.
I'll honor that. I'm just saying, just as a friend and a space person, a cosmically Christed being of light from off
Well,
planet
let's
in
try
this
it.
form.
I'll try it. I don't think it'll come out, but I'll try it with you. You can, we can. I'll do this with you, and let's see if it comes out.
And the only reason I would do this is because I care about you. And if I didn't care, I wouldn't be talking
Yeah,
this way.
and I
You
totally
know.
appreciate it. I want everybody here to look at my page and see the implant, and then I will post a picture of it being out after this, and let's see if it works. Yes.
And if I can take it out, I will. If this is the first implant I cannot take out or whatever, then at least I tried. I mean, I've been successful over 50 plus times so far. Sometimes it's taken me 10 minutes just to get an implant out of somebody.
Okay.
So
Is
we
there a
will
way?
see.
Is there a way you can look at my page right now and see it first?
I don't need to see it. All I have to do
Okay.
is do it.
All right.
I don't need to see.
All right. Let's
I
do it.
never. I don't have to see the implants. All I have to do is feel the energy of the implants. So here's what we're going to do. I want you to close your eyes.
Okay.
I want you to turn your brain off. That's really important. And I want you to breathe in and out 3 or 4 times or more until you out of your nostrils until you feel comfortable. If I cannot, folks, get this implant out, maybe there is a reason, but we'll find out whether or not it comes out or not.
I'm ready.
And if it doesn't come out, you know, we'll deal with that too. But let's just do this. I'm going to amp it up. I'm going to really amp it up strongly. And the Ashtar Command, my parents are watching the show. They're all watching it on the monitoring screen. They're aware of what I'm doing. The only thing I would say to my father is that I really hope I can take this implant out. And we're going to do this right now. As you close your eyes and you relax, tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay. We start always from the person's head area where the brain is. And I'm starting to feel his energy from his aura, which is always the way it starts with me. And when you start feeling the heat energy, the beams of energy, I'm going to amp them up really strongly for this particular situation. My name is CmdrAleon for people coming in here. I'm a space being in human form. I'm now operating in my Astral Command consciousness, not as talk show host. Okay, now the heat is starting to get stronger. When you start feeling the energy, let me know.
I feel it the more I focus.
Yeah, just stay focused. Don't think about anything. We're going to slowly bring the energy down through his head area to the neck area. And once we get to the hand area where the finger is, that's our main focus. We're almost there.
Mm-hmm.
Is it on the right or the left area of hand?
It's on my right ring finger.
Okay. All right. I'm starting to get that area. I can start feeling the energy where his hand is. I'm going to amp up the energy. You'll start feeling some heat energy around the hand area. I'm going to really amp it up strongly for you. And when you start feeling the energy going through the finger area, let me know.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I know where the implant is on the finger. I'm going to keep my eyes closed now. I'm going to amp it up even higher. I'm going to amp it up really high on your finger. Based on what you're telling me, I think I have to do this. Okay, I feel what apparently is an area where the implant is. For me, when I feel the implant, it's like pushing, pulsating around the energy of the beam of light going on both sides of the implant. So now, focused on that finger, the ring finger, you should start feeling energy around there. Getting very, very strong.
Mm-hmm.
You feel it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Keep your eyes closed, stay focused. And I am really going to zap the energy in there because it's probably going to be needed because of this type of implant. What we're going to do is start to dissolve the implant within the finger, the ring finger, and take it out. So that's the first thing we're going to do. We're isolating the implant so it can't go anywhere. It's now isolated. And I've created like a sphere of light around it, a ball that's going to contain it. I'm now going to attempt to take it out. Like I said, if I don't take this implant out, then there is some reason, but I'm going to really attempt to take this implant out of the finger. I'm now going to separate the implant from its connection to each part of it, and I'm going to start pulling it out of the finger. And as I do this, nothing hurts when I do the implant removals. They are going to feel a little bit of sensation as I pull it out They'll know it's being pulled out. As I take it out, it's going to dissolve. It won't be in its molecular structure. Keep focused. Let go, let go, let go. No need to hold on. Let go. And we are attempting to pull it out. Once we have it out, every time I do this, the person I'm working with will tell me, I think it's not there anymore, or something like that. And if this takes me 2 minutes or 10 minutes, we're going to take this implant out. Okay. I've now separated it or severed it with energies of beams of light. I'm breaking down the molecular structure in the finger of the implant. This is a different kind of implant than others I've dealt with, but it's not an implant that cannot be taken out. It can be. The hardness of the implant will dissolve. What felt hard will be soft and eventually disappear into nothing. I'm very focused on that finger area. How do you feel, brother?
I'm just focused. I still feel
Very
it.
good. Okay. I'm really shooting a lot of energy, what we call heat energy, for lack of a better terminology right yet. But it's a beam of light. I'm pushing on the implant and shooting energy of light to disintegrate it.
I'm trying to sync with you right now to get it out, but it's so close to me that it's
All right.
Yeah.
We're going to get it to be not so close to you.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm going to shoot energy around the whole arm area. I think there's some, not just the finger, but it attached to some portions of the hand. Now we're going to sever the energy. We're looking at the whole hand and shooting energies of light into every finger, plus the hand itself, because it has some what they call attachments, or like a you would take a wire. It's not just in the finger; it's spread itself out. It's just a little bit. So I see what it's done. We're going to shoot the energy into the lower part of the wrist, into the hand, and shoot down energy of light. This will dissolve the attachments. We're trying really, really strongly to remove this. And as I said earlier, if for some reason I don't get this out, this will be the first one I've never been able to take out before. So I'm asking the Astro Command to assist me in my physical form to dissolve this implant right now. I ask the Astro Command to help me physically remove this implant right now. And I thank my Father for giving me the gift, but I need to be able to take this out. No more attachments, no more attachments, no more attachments is necessary. The attachments will be separated and dissolved. No more attachments to this energy. I want to free this person of their cosmic, of their ability to be able to have their cosmic gift that they truly should have without this implant. I see an image of a golden light. This light is going to be coming into that finger area, and it will actually dissolve the implant. Now I'm going to pull and now attempt to pull this implant out. It had some attachments to not just the finger, but the wrist area. I'm now pulling the whole thing. I am going to take this implant out one way or the other.
I could feel it sucking in the light. It's like a black hole.
Yeah, so all I'm doing is shooting in beams, more energy to dissolve the implant and replacing it with beams of light in the area where the finger and that lower part of your wrist is. I'm filling it up with light energy right now. So what you're seeing is a replacement of the implant with light energy. The light energy will heal the wrist and the finger and the hand from this implant for 15 years. So you're going to be able to use that light energy that is not an implant that will heal the molecular structure of your inner cellular structure of your hand and finger. When I take this out, you'll be free of the implant. You're not losing anything, but you're gaining something far better. You understand?
Yes.
Almost out. Almost out. One more. This time I'm going to pull really hard on it. You're going to feel a little bit, but you're not going to feel any pain, brother. So here I go right now. 1, 2, 3. I'm shaking just a little bit so you can feel that I'm taking the end of the implant out of you. I'm replacing it with light energy that has been given to me in my vision. Almost out. 1, 2, 3. One more time. How do you feel?
Just focused.
Good, good, good. There's a blue golden energy that's replacing it. That's my gift to you from the Ashtar Command. I'm keeping my eyes closed here. I can see what's happening. Your finger is going to be free of the implant, and you're going to have a transference of light energy into your fingers. And it will also not only heal that wrist and hand that you have there, but you're going to also be able to do some beautiful things in your life with the light energy, because you didn't never need the implant. You were born with the abilities that you have, that God gave you. Now you'll be able to accelerate your consciousness to a much higher level. So in a minute, I'm going to open my eyes. I'm actually going to put a beam of light through your cellular structure. I'm starting from your head. I'm shooting in beams of light to every part of your body. Right now, we're making sure we clear everything out of your body, making sure there's no other energies in there. Now I'm working on your back. I'm just renewing all your energy, uplifting all your energy. I'm not taking anything away from you. I'm just giving you clarity of light beams of energy into your body. And you'll be feeling this when you go to sleep tonight. You're going to have some beautiful dreams too. Some very beautiful dreams. Okay. That was a lot of work. You can open your eyes now, brother.
Okay.
Yeah, you're definitely good now.
Oh, it's still there.
A lot of it's been taken out. There might be some of it there. It could be also in your consciousness. When you go to sleep, there's going to be, I put some beams of energy in there that are going to permanently work on that area. If there's anything left there, it's going to dissolve it. I want you to say these words. This is really, really important. I do not need this implant.
This implant.
If there's anything left of this implant, I'm letting it go.
I'm letting it go.
I am now free.
I am now free.
I'm a Christed being of light.
I'm a Christed being of light.
I don't need implants.
I don't need implants.
I was created with everything I needed before I came to Earth.
I've been created with everything I needed before I came to Earth.
And you have, brother. You have been created with everything you need before you came to Earth. Do you understand?
Yes.
I want to thank you. I want to thank you for trusting me to do this. You're going to have some good things happening. You do have your own abilities. That was a long time ago. Before you, when you were born, you were given those abilities, not the implant. You have your own abilities. Trust yourself. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's all you got to do. Trust yourself. Love yourself as you love others.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you're
I
good.
try to. It's like a yin and yang type of energy with me. I
Well,
understand
now,
light and
well,
dark.
now you don't have to do light and dark. Just be the light that you are. Forget the dark part. We've all been there. Just be the light being that you are. Because we're getting to be in a situation where we're going to have contact in 12, 13 months. So be the best you can be for others. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
You're just as much a part of this collective of what's happening here as anybody else. And wherever you are, you're going to be someone that will help others when contact is starting to happen. You're going to be the light in that neighborhood, that person that's going to be to help people. You understand?
I've been trying. Yes. I hope this helps.
You don't have to try. You can just do it.
Right.
I know you. I know you can do it. I read energy. You're all good. You're in good shape, brother. Trust yourself, okay?
Mm-hmm. Thank
So
you.
I'm glad you're here. And if you ever need help, you can always come here and ask for it. As a friend, I'll help you.
I'm going to get some rest and check back in tomorrow and update you. Any
Yeah,
dream.
definitely. All right. Well, you have a blessed night. I'm glad I brought you up here.
You too. Bye.
All right, man. We're going to let you down. Let me do this here. And I think he's all good. And you're welcome to Encounters. This is some of the things that happen here. If you're used to the show, I do work and take out implants. And, there's always the end part of it where I do the thing of the Christed light and the Christed being. He definitely is much better than he was before. Way better. Very important. Good thing that after I do an implant removal, I have apple cider. Yeah, Ryan, we'll have you up in a few minutes too. In a little bit, I'm going to show this video without the audio of the spaceships over Duke, North Carolina, over a nuclear power plant. Yeah, he did at first, not anymore. And if you wish to be a guest on the show, if you've had visitations by space people, thank you, Palladian. If you've had contact, thank you for the cake. I am hungry. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for sending the gift, Loretta. Thank you. If you've had contact with space people, visitations, been abducted, if you've had sightings of spaceships where you are around the world, and you have recently, whether you be in the UK or the United States or anywhere, we want to hear your story. Christelle, you're very welcome. Thank you so much for letting me see the video. Anderson999, welcome. And I'm just looking at comments here. Hey, Helen. Welcome, Helen. And thank you for the gift. We appreciate the gifts there. Thanks, Half Pint. Temple of Goddess, hello. Sarah J, hello. So I want to know who here, and this is what I like to do in my show. The first thing is how many people are video recording recently some really interesting spaceship sightings or UFO sightings where you live, wherever you are in the world. Are you recording them? Are you documenting them? Who out here is doing that? And the second part of it is, thank you, Half Pint, for the hanging light. I appreciate that. How many people are having contact? I know people are, because every night when I ask that question, there are people say, "Oh, Commander, I'm having visitations. I'm having contact." Okay, express touch says me. Let's see, express touch, and I do things very randomly. Express touch. We're going to bring express pretty B express up, and you have to be over 18. No kids on the show. No smoking on the show. No drugs. No drunks. No anything like that. No paranormal discussion. No politics. And no religion. And this is the show Encounters, #1 spiritual UFO talk show on social media. And I have Express coming up, hopefully, with TikTok, hopefully their technology working. We'll be able to talk to her. Thank you, Sloan, for the hat. I always love when the TikTok thing keeps spinning. There, oh, that was weird. We're going to try to bring Express up here. I'm not sure what happened. Try to bring her up again. Georgia Peach, thank you. It might have been a TikTok glitch. TikTok sometimes has these glitches going on here.
Hello.
It might have been a TikTok glitch. Hey, Express, how are you? Going on here.
Hello.
It might have been a TikTok glitch. Oh, wait, Express, how are you? Going on here.
Hi, it's Empress.
Hey, Empress, how you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
Good. Welcome to the show. It's good to have you on here.
Yeah, me too. This is my first time coming, and it was really interesting because I have been having encounters.
Well, let me do this. Are you able? Do you know how to work the camera on your TikTok? I'll show you how to do it. I'll help you out here. There's a camera on your TikTok on your side. It has a little line over it, and all you've got to do is press that camera. The line will go away and save it, and then you'll be on screen with your actual real self.
Okay, 1 second. Got to get myself together really fast.
No problem. And while you're doing that, folks, you're watching Encounters, #1 spiritual UFO talk show here on social media.
Mm-hmm. 1 second. Oh my goodness. I was getting ready for bed, but
Yeah, you'll see it. It's definitely on my end here. When I look at your, you have the gifts, microphone, camera, and expand. You'll have a camera. It's like a little square white thing with a line over it. You just press it and then save it.
Okie doke. Save. Hello.
There you go. Congratulations. Very good. And you're over 18, right?
Yeah, I'm 36.
Oh, good. Okay, that's great. That's a good thing. So I'm glad. And what's your first name?
Brittney.
Brittney, nice to talk to you, Brittney. Tell us about where you are and tell us about what your experience is and when it started.
I'm in Chicago, and
okay.
One night, me and my guy, we went to sleep, and it was weird because he had the same, like he was in my dream, like we both remember the same dream, and I was sleeping in bed, and but for some strange reason, in my mind that whole day, I just kept getting like I was preparing myself to meet aliens. And I was saying it as a joke, like I'm going to meet aliens. So we went to sleep that night. And in my dream, it was 3 green aliens trying to pull me out of my bed.
Mm-hmm.
I could feel them touching me. And my guy was next to me and he asked me, were they real? And I was like, yeah, so you could touch them. And when he touched them, like it kind of creeped him out. And he like yanked his hand back and he noticed that they were real. And they were trying to pull me out the bed. Like one grabbed my ankle and tried to pull me out the bed. And then the other one took my guy's hand and was like using my guy's hand to like rub on my body parts, which made him even more creeped out. And somehow it was like an illuminating like lion creature. It was colorful. He was standing on the opposite side of the bed. And they just started the aliens started laughing and then they disappeared.
The ETs were laughing and they disappeared. How tall were the ETs?
I don't know, because it was like half of their body was through the wall and the rest of the body was like it was.
You know what that is? They open up a rift in your room in the wall. That's how they come through. They can go through walls. The space people, They're able to go through walls. So you said it looked like a lion, almost like a cat face.
Yeah.
Okay, was it very tall?
Yes.
Okay, the cat face people are usually called Lyrans. They have like a cat face. Did it look like a male or a female?
I'm assuming it was a male. I'm not sure. I was just really amazed by how colorful, like it was beautiful.
Yeah, Lyrans. So they might have thought something was funny. So the Lyrans were physically visiting you. The Lyrans are actually positive beings. When that happened, what did you feel when you saw them?
I was just relaxed. It just felt like
Hmm.
I knew them already for some
Yeah,
reason.
yeah. Do you have cats?
Yes.
Okay, very interesting. So I definitely feel from reading your energy that you're connected with the Lyrans, which are space people. They're positive beings, and you felt very relaxed. So they didn't
Yeah.
do anything. They came to visit you, correct?
Yes.
Yes, they came to visit you. Very interesting. Do you know anything about the Lyrans?
No.
Hmm. Have you in your life felt that you were not from here, like you were from somewhere else?
Yes. All the
Okay.
time.
Yes, I know that. I can see that in your energy. And so you are connected with the Lyrans. They're space people.
Wow.
That's why they came. The reason they physically came to visit you because you're part of the Lyran family. Even though you're having the human experience right now as you are here, but you are also a part of the Lyran experience before you came to Earth. You chose your family in this human form. Your parents, your human parents, you chose your family. Like I chose my family. Mom and dad are not here anymore on Earth, but my mother and father on the ship are watching the show. My two sisters and brother. So they know who I am, and I know who they are. You are essentially connected with the Lyrans.
Wow, that's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, it is very cool. I'm so glad I brought you up here. And to tell that story, and the beautiful thing about your story is you weren't like dreaming the story. You physically had them visit you and see you, and they were, I'm sure there's a mixture of men and women Lyrians that were in laughing together because they were happy. They were probably laughing and then they left. You can reconnect with them.
Really?
Would you like to know how to do this?
Yes.
How would you like me to do something for you right now that my father gave me the gift of?
Yes.
So people have seen me take out implants on my show here. I'm on here regularly with the number one UFO spiritual talk show on social media at 11 o'clock. And I will help you unlock your ability to connect with the Lyrans. I've only done
Oh
this
my.
through a few times now, but I have the ability through my gifting to be able to do this to you. And when you go
Okay.
to sleep tonight, you'll be able to communicate with them telepathically. How would you like to do that?
That would be so awesome. Like I appreciate it.
Yeah, that'll be my gift to you for on the show here. I'm going to switch into my Ashtar commandership, my consciousness, my off-planet consciousness, and we're going to proceed to assist you in remembering and how to contact them.
Yes.
And you'll
Thank
have
you.
contact through the telepathic state, and then you could proceed to invite them back. They're able to go right through your wall, and they break the molecular structure down of the wall, so to speak. The wall's nothing to them. They can open up a rift with an opening between time and space, and they'll be able to visit you. They even, and wow, I can't believe I'm saying this. Down the road, the potential possibility is the Lyrans will take you on their spaceship.
Oh my gosh. I'm ready.
I can't believe I just said that, but they're actually. I have to tell you what I'm getting. At some point, they will take you on the spaceship. You have an actual mission. You have a mission to complete.
Wow.
Have you known in your life that you had something greater to do than just doing what you're doing?
Yeah,
I
I
know you
feel
did.
that.
I know you do. I'm operating in a different consciousness now, so I can read the energy. So I want you to close your eyes,
Okay.
and we're going to do something really beautiful for you here. And as you close your eyes, I want you to breathe in and out 3 or 4 times. Your beautiful soul. And you can see that looking at your face. I see your energy. And what I'm going to do, everybody, is I'm going to unlock her abilities to have contact. And as you keep your eyes closed, I want you to feel the beautiful energy coming around your head at this moment. Tell me when you feel it.
Feel it.
Okay, good. What I'm going to do for her is I'm going to unlock her consciousness. I'm going to amp up her consciousness to a higher level of frequency where the Lyrans are, and she'll be able to communicate with them. And as you keep your eyes closed, I want you to picture the Lyrans that you had seen. And when you start seeing them, they will see you. Keep your eyes closed. I want you to say to yourself within, I am the person you communicated with that night. Within yourself, say this within yourself. I am ready to contact and ready to communicate with you again. And when you say that, be still. Allow the visions of the Lyrans to come through your consciousness. And when you start to see them again in your consciousness, let me know. We're going to open up the visual abilities of your consciousness and the mental abilities of your consciousness. When I'm finished, you'll have full, complete consciousness to communicate with them. Do you understand?
Yes. I can see him.
Yes. They see you too now. What I'm doing is unlocking her consciousness to a higher frequency vibrational pattern. We're going to test your consciousness right now. I want you to say hello to them in your consciousness. I want you to wait for a response. When you get a response, let me know what they said to you. Take your time. Relax. There is a female Lyran who will speak to you. I think she will say something in a moment. When you see her, greet her in your consciousness and say hello to her and let her respond to you. Should be wearing some sort of a space outfit. When you see her, let me know.
All right. Like now I'm seeing like bright colors.
Mm-hmm. She'll be coming through in a moment. That's why you're seeing the colors. When you see her, she will say something to you. She's coming into your consciousness right now.
It's so bright.
Yes. You're going into a higher state of frequency where she is, where they are. I'm bringing you into another level of consciousness beyond Earth reality right now. You should see her in a moment. I'm asking her to show herself to you in the consciousness so she can see you, so you can see her. When you see her, let me know.
It's like it's just so bright. I'm just seeing colors.
Yes. It's okay. It's okay. You're a very beautiful soul. You're a being of light within the human form. You always have been. I'm going to close my eyes for a moment. I'm asking the space woman to say something to you in her shiny brightness of light that radiates very brightly. They do radiate very strong light.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Like it's just really, really bright.
Yeah, yes. What you want to say to her as she radiates her light very strongly, a very bright, beautiful light, say these words: I welcome you. I'm glad to see you again. She'll hear the words. What's happening now is she's experiencing the beauty of the light. And the Lyrians have a very strong, beautiful light.
I heard hello.
Yes, good, good. Yes. She's saying hello to you. Say something to her. Say whatever you wish to say. Say welcome back or something like that. Or I'm happy to see you.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, you can ask her for her name. Say, I would love to know your name. And you can say that within your consciousness, telepathically to her. Yeah, she's okay.
It's like I'm just seeing the lights again.
Okay. Ask her, say that I'm glad you're here. What is your name? I'm glad you're here. What is your name? Just keep concentrating.
I don't see the lights anymore.
Okay. She might have went back into where she was before. I'm just going to amp up the light a little bit more. Stay focused. Try to ask her telepathically, may I please have your name? May I please have your name? I'm glad to see you.
I'm trying to calm down. I think that's
Okay, it's okay. It's okay. You're doing good. You're doing good. Relax. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath again. What we're doing is getting her ability to connect with the Lyrians. I'm actually helping open up her consciousness. Oh,
Thank you.
okay. Okay. And as we do this, she has her eyes closed. And it's just a matter of practice. It's like meditation. So we're going to make sure that she has the ability to relax. Everything's good. Everything's okay. You're well protected. You're well protected. And as you now refocus and relax, taking a couple of deep breaths in and out, closing my eyes for a moment. And she is still with you in her area beyond time and space. When you're ready, just say to her that I am glad you came with your brightness of light, and ask her name. The most important thing we're doing with her tonight is clearing her opening, so when she goes to sleep tonight, she'll be able to make direct contact in her dream state, which will eventually bring a relationship to a physical contact.
Would I have to try over if I had opened my eyes for a second?
Yeah, you can open your eyes for a second. Go right ahead.
I don't know why. It was like she was there, but it just, I don't know.
No, you're doing good. You did good. You got to see the focus of light. That is something. Have you done that before?
No.
Okay, so you did very well. You did very, very well. Don't doubt what you're doing, because your brain will start taking control and saying, well, I tried to do this. You did it.
I did.
You did it. Yes, you did. That's why you saw that brightness of light. And you heard the word hello. Was the hello coming from a male or a female voice?
It sounded like a female.
That's right. So you now have the beginning of a relationship with her, and she will communicate with you tonight. When you go to sleep, focus on, before you go to sleep, focus on your intent. And your intent is to make communications with her. And then in your dream state, say, when I go in my state, my cosmic consciousness state of sleep, I want to visit you and I want to know more about you. And in your dream state, you will actually have the ability to astral travel where she is, the Lyran, and you'll be able to communicate with her. And that's how your relationship will build, through the dream state first, until you feel comfortable enough to have a physical connection.
Wow, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it.
We appreciate you. We appreciate you. Your energy, your smile radiates so strongly. You're a very beautiful being of light.
Thank you.
You already know that, right? If you didn't know it, now you do.
Now I do. Thank you.
Now you do. Yes, you are. I want to thank you for coming up here. Let us know what happens. My show's on at 11 o'clock nightly. I'm glad you found it. This is the number one place. This is the number one spiritual UFO talk show. I've been a contactee since I was a kid. I've had sightings. I have a lot of knowledge. I work with the Ashtar Command. If you don't know what that is, those are the positive space people. The Lyrans are part of that. You should join us on Saturday night. We have a whole thing called Ashtar Command Night, and you're going to love that. It's a really beautiful night. And yeah. So I'm glad you found us. You're a
Me
beautiful person.
too. It's so nice to meet you. Thank you.
Many blessings to you.
You too. Bye
All
bye.
right, I'm going to let her down.
Okay.
Let's do this here. All right. Beautiful smile. Very beautiful energy. So this is not your typical UFO talk show, nuts and bolts, like we want to know what the spaceship looked like. No, we go into things way deeper here, way deeper. Let's see here. We're going to bring on Roxy. Roxy's been on before. I think Roxy might have some updates for us on her end. Let's see. TikTok is working okay. It's been kind of weirded out tonight. If it keeps spinning, then I'll know that it's Dreaming Annie. Of course, I'll bring you up, Dreaming Annie. I'll bring you up to ask a question. So I'll definitely take questions here live. Let's see if Roxy can get on here. Yeah, Ryan, we'll definitely bring you up too. Give me 1 second here. Okay, I'm not sure what's happening, Roxy. We'll bring you up as soon as that whole thing is figured out with the TikTok. We'll bring Roxy back up. We're going to bring Ryan up. He wants to come up here. We're going to also bring Annie up here after Ryan. And we will definitely get to more interviews. Let's see here. Ryan's been up a few times. We're going to bring him up here. Then we'll bring up the other person. Let me see who that person is. Let me go backwards. Let's see. I think it was, I don't see your question anymore, but the person that had a question, I'll bring you up after Ryan. Ryan, welcome. Good evening.
Good evening. I'm glad I could be on again. I know it's been 2 nights in a row, and it's been awesome so far.
Oh, thank you. And you had a story you wanted to share with everybody around the planet. Go ahead.
Okay, so my mom has family in the Caribbean, and we went there for a vacation, and in the evening one night, I'm really sorry I can't turn my camera on. I don't have enough followers, but that's besides the point. So one evening, so my mom's sister lives in the Grand Bahamas. That's all part of the story. She saw a part of the moon shimmer, my mom did, and then that part of the moon either disappeared or exploded. We're not really sure how to explain it. That's one part of it, and I have a hammock in the front yard that I stargaze at, and I've seen stars warp from one point to another.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really sure what's with that. I have a question about star seeds. So, can you be a star seed only yourself being like the genetic combination of 2 or more different aliens and not have your parents be genetic combinations?
Well, there are no aliens, but in terms of your connections with different space beings from other planets, you could have the genetics of a Palladian and genetics of a Lyran, or the genetics of an Andromedan and the genetics of another particular star race of beings. So you could.
So my eyes have starbursts in the pupils. Do you know what aliens that would be part of?
Well, there are no aliens, so I'm purposely trying to get you to learn not to use the word alien. Just to understand they are star people, space people, light beings, non-terrestrials.
Are
There are no
there any
aliens.
space people or space beings that would fit that description?
There might be. I'm not sure who they are. And I'm always honest. If I don't know the answer, I'll tell you. I'm not really sure about that.
That's understandable.
But the thing, what you need to do is on that level, ask yourself within that question. So the answers has always been within the person that's asking them. So if you meditate before going to sleep and ask that question, which you just asked me, ask your higher self that question. Your higher self is connected to the stars. So if you ask your higher self that question, you'll definitely get an answer. Now, you might not get it right away, but if you practice doing it like you practice meditation, you will come up with an answer. The answer you get within you will be the correct answer. You have to trust yourself. Do you trust yourself enough to do the discipline work to ask that question?
I would say so. Yeah, I'm pretty trusting of myself.
So there you go. That's the answer. Go with that and then work on that and do that as your cosmic homework for yourself and see what you come up with.
I've scrolled through TikTok so many times trying to find lives that are just discussions about alien. Pardon my language.
Non-terrestrials.
Space beings.
Space beings.
Yeah. What do the Andromedans look like?
I've not seen them. I've seen pictures of them. They're definitely tall. The men and women of the Andromedan star system are tall, definitely tall. But I've never really physically seen one. There's certain beings I have seen in my visions, but I've seen drawings of them from people, but I've never physically seen them. But if you go through meditation and you want to know what they look like, ask within and practice your meditation and discipline and say, I wish to know what the Andromedan people look like. And in your dream state, you'll be able to unlock at least a vision of what they look like. And again, this goes back to trusting yourself. If you trust yourself, I guarantee you, brother, you'll be able to get the answers within, including the visual answers of what you're asking. So many times human beings tend to, go without when the answers are all within. And all the answers are really within, but we always go without because we want to find out where the answer is when we've been given the answer at birth, but we forget the answer because we grow up in a 3D world where none of the answers can be seen because we're now barraged with, Christmas and with all these other things happening in TV commercials. So we don't get to go within and experience that understanding. It's all about trusting yourself. And if you do trust yourself, I think through meditation and through your dream state, you can actually ask the question, I wish to see the visualization of what the Andromedans look like. If you feel connected to the Andromedans, I don't know which star system you feel connected to, but go within and allow the imagery to come through your consciousness.
I have one more thing. Regarding the pictures I was telling you about, I did find one picture of the star I took a picture of, but it's very grainy, and I didn't want to edit it in a way that it would look manufactured because it is indeed a photo I took with my camera. I tried to mess around with the color settings. I was able to see a yellow energy around it.
Oh, good.
By manipulating the settings. Who was it? I'm pretty sure that Starseed Booty has recorded the same thing. The stars with the like dark pinpoint in them, and then it's like coalescent opaque energy.
Yeah, if you
You know,
post it, I can take if we can look at it on your page if you post it.
all right, I will. I know my stories aren't as impactful as others because they've been through, more things, but I'm here.
Absolutely, absolutely. Every story is important. So I appreciate you post it on your page so we can take a look at it and other people can.
All right. Thanks for letting me up. I'll try and join as much as I can.
All right, Ryan, and we look forward to you posting that picture.
Yep.
Okay, brother. All right, thanks for coming on. I appreciate you. And I'm going to bring Ryan down too. And again, if you'd like to share your stories here on Encounters, this is the #1 spiritual UFO talk show. We definitely want to hear what's happening. I'm going to show this video now, and we're going to get some more interviews in a minute. I'm going to show a video from North Carolina. This is from Duke, North Carolina, and it's going to be 3 spaceships you're going to see here. I got to turn the lighting off here to do this, so bear with me. For those that did not see this, let me just bring it up. Now, the video is a little bit grainy, but don't get too technical on me here. We're going to show you this video. And please tap and like. We want to get everybody up to 100,000 here. We're going to go to change the setting. Give me one moment here. I'm flipping the camera. And in a moment, you're going to see the video of the spaceships that we're going to show you. Okay, let's do this here. This is from Duke, North Carolina, and this is over a nuclear power plant facility. Give me a minute. Okay, let me start this from the beginning. And this is for entertainment purposes only. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Let's see if I can bring it back here. Okay, here it is right here. For entertainment purposes only. This is Duke, North Carolina. And this is 3 spaceships over a nuclear power facility in Duke, North Carolina. And you can see the person that created it. I'm hoping to have him on my show. I've been corresponding with the person that videotaped it. And I want you to see this. Look at that. They made a triangular form. All 3 ships, the 2 ones on the bottom, came together and showed them a triangular formation. Okay? Look at that. That's amazing. That's now, at that distance, the footage is clear. See it? And now the 2 ships are now moving away from the bigger ship above them. There's a big ship, and those are 2 smaller ships. And this is what I'm talking about, everybody. The sightings are increasing. The sightings are increasing. And that's why everybody out here needs to get their camera charged up. I mean, their cell phones charged up. And if you see something, record it. If you see spaceships, record it. You can call them UAPs, UFOs. Let's just call it the way it is. They are spaceships. There's the big one up front, the real big one. And the other ones are now disappearing. One's going away from the other one. So yeah, see? Beautiful. Again, this is for entertainment purposes only. That big bright one. And I'm going to show you the one over Washington. So get this. Again, I'm going to show you as much video as I can when I have it. A video from Washington, D.C., November 25th. Check this out. We're going to go back to the screen again for a minute. Let me just go back here to the screen. Bring up the green screen here. You're watching Encounters. I'm going to show you another video. This is from Washington, D.C. This is from November 26th, South Washington, D.C. Give me a minute. And here's another video from South Washington, D.C. Let me Again, this is for entertainment purposes only. This happened November 26th. Look at the spaceships. These spaceships are over South Washington part of D.C. There's 4 of them. Actually, there's one more. Here's 4 of them right here. And you're going to see another one very low. I believe there's another one somewhere. Where is it? There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at this. And there's another one. See it? The one that's right on the low level. There's another one. There's about 4 or 5 of them. Check this out. So I'm starting to show videos here for entertainment purposes only. No, you don't have to be scared, Donna. These are positive space people. They're letting people know to get ready for contact. And if you think this is something, you think 2024 was something, 2025 is going to blow your mind. It's going to blow your mind. Okay, I'm going to show you another video in a minute here. Give me a minute. Let me go back to the screen. Okay, I'm going to show you another video. I think you're going to find this interesting. And let me see which one this is. Is this the one? Oh yeah. This is the one. This one's going to blow your mind. This is over a military base in Colorado from July, from this summer. I just got my hands on this video from the summer, from July, over a military base. Watch this. Let me see here. Bring the volume up a little bit, maybe. You're gonna hear the baby, the little kid speaking. Watch this. This is July of 2024. Bring the volume up.
No, climbing up now. Oh, look, there's more right here. There's what? No climbing. Where? Mother's climbing up now. Nothing, get down. Aren't those the same one? What are those, Daddy?
The kid says, "What are those, Daddy?"
Daddy, what are those?
This is from July of 2024. You see them? It's a fleet of spaceships.
Oh, look, there's more right here. There's what? No climbing. Where? Mother's climbing up now. Nothing, get down. Aren't those the same one?
But listen to the kid.
What are those, Daddy?
What are those, Daddy?
Daddy, what are those? Why'd you jump off the bed? It was only a trip.
Okay.
Ouch. No, climbing up now.
Okay. So I'm gonna bring the lights back on here. Whoops. Turn the lights back on here. You're watching Encounters. Give me a second here. That's weird here. What's going on? Give me a second to redo the lighting here. All right. So those are some of the videos, and I'll have more videos in the nights to come. I am starting to post the video, do live broadcasts of the videos. And any videos I show you here, if you have footage that you wish to share with me that you're recording, again, please send it to CmdRAleon at AOL.com for the show, and I'll look at your video footage. but I'm finding a lot of interesting things going on here. A lot of definitely interesting sightings that people are having. That's Shell Z Pendulum. Good to see you. I'm not comfortable with it. You're not comfortable with what? Coming on live, showing a video. Please watch my last 3 videos if you want to see ETs I catch, not spaceships. They don't use ships. Well, let's just state that they do use ships. Many of the space people that I work with within the Astro Command, we create ships through consciousness, and they do use ships. Not saying that some don't use ships, but they do. They do use ships. It's not just one or the other. There's a multiple way of the space people making contact. Not just one way. You're partly right, but there's other things they do. And welcome to Encounters. It's now 12:31 in the evening. I'm your host, CmdrAleon, and we welcome everybody around the world to the show. And we're glad to have you with us. And of course, we got a glass of apple cider. Cuddy, do you want government info on Mars, info or technology? Cuddy, we're going to bring you up here. And it sounds like you might have some information that you wish to share. So if you want to come up, Cuddy, just press the multi-guest option. We'll bring you up on the show. Sonia, hey, Sonia, thank you for the gift. And it's just great to have all these wonderful people here. Hey, Cuddy, good evening. How you doing?
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. And whereabouts are you located?
Colorado.
Colorado. We have a lot of viewers in Colorado. So give us some background about yourself. And I'm interested, thank you, Half Pint, about the Mars thing, because I look at a lot of stuff dealing with Mars. So tell us what you know, or what information you say, government information.
Do you know David Wilcox?
Yeah, I know. I don't know him personally, but I do know him.
David Wilcox is a scientific insider on a bunch of whistleblowers, and he was on a Discovery Channel, a History Channel as well.
Oh, I know him. I've been following him for a lot of years. He's on Facebook as well. And so tell me what it is that you found interesting that you wanted to talk about regarding Mars and so forth.
He had a Mars soldier that was an experimental, that was an experiment in a 30-year regression workforce, is working with the government on Mars because he was psychic and telepathic and all that, and he was helping, the government down there with exploring space and stuff, because he was alerted through psychic abilities where he would sense trouble ahead of time, and he would help the government out, telling about the government how to navigate through space, whether there's going to be problems or something arising. But he was telling about the time he was on Mars and with a group of million people that didn't understand that they had lied to the people on the Mars that were working with the Germans, that he was working with the Germans, and they told the Germans, he told not to talk to the Germans because the Germans, they had lied to the Germans saying that the Earth had passed away, and they started a warrior and destroyed ourselves, but we didn't destroy ourselves. They just lied to the Germans, so they could have them stay on Mars, that there was no way back to Earth. So they had to work.
So with Mars, this is the thing, and I do understand David Wilcox. Matter of fact, Edgar Casey, if you study the history about him and Edgar Casey, there's a whole story about that, which is very fascinating for years. Yes. The thing with Mars is, because I come from Mars, the only people on Mars are not Earth humans. They're not even there. Maybe on another timeline, but in this timeline, the Martians that are on Mars are actually Martians. They will not let any Earth-based space programs or anything come to Mars or land on Mars. The Martian people know how Earth operates, and they're not going to let the whole thing with colonizing Mars will not be allowed. I've stated this over the last almost 2 years I've been here very clearly from being a Martian, that from my Martian consciousness, all these talks about colonizing Mars will not be allowed. The Martian people have seen what the Earth people do to Earth, and they're not going to let it happen to Mars.
Yes. That's why I didn't believe it, because I thought it was from a different timeline, because they had 30-year transitional.
Yeah, it's a different timeline. I'm glad you came up with that. It's a different timeline. What he's perceiving is not the Mars that you see in our sky. Totally different.
Because it sounded so weird that they would regress his age back to 30 years, where they bring him back to Earth 30 years younger. But if that means they had a different time machine, that probably means they probably had a different timeline. So, as Bashar says, that we make different possibilities every second, different timelines every second. There's a billion different possibilities, and it depends which one that you're vibrating to in frequency is the one that you're going to attract to and create your own timeline.
And Bashar, actually, Daryl Anka, who I followed for many years before there was any internet, the Bashar is one of the few communicators once in a while that I tune into once in a while. So, and I've always, without listening to Bashar, I always know as a space person that there are different timelines. So if someone says, I think the Earth is going to be coming apart in 5 years, they might be seeing that they're most likely seeing that Earth in another timeline. So this Earth that we are in, we're going to have some beautiful experiences, even though everything's kind of weirded out right now. In another timeline, the Earth might be having conflicts that are incredibly difficult, for the people on that timeline. But it's just like turning, the way I can explain it to everybody out there, when you have a cable channel or you have all these hundreds of cable channels, say, well, you know what? I think I don't want to watch the baseball game, so let me turn it to another baseball game on another timeline. So that baseball game might be really crazy. Then you go to another baseball game on a different channel timeline, and it might be not crazy. See what I mean?
That's why I like you, because you stay positive, and you're the type of timeline that I want to be in, where there ain't going to be no war.
Yeah, there's not going to be any war. I mean, I grew up knowing that we've had Earth-based wars, but our planet has not been destroyed. The Earth has not fallen apart. The doom and gloomers out there that promote things on the internet, on TikTok about get ready, it's going to be the end of the world. Those kinds of folks are operating in their head in a different timeline. What they're saying is not what's going to happen on this planet.
That's why I stopped watching Bashar. Bashar said that if Trump would win, he was going to let nuclear war happen over America, and if the other lady had won, she would be the first contact for aliens.
Yeah, I saw that video, and I just threw it out the window because, again, understand Bashar is giving potential situations that don't exist.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Bashar doesn't know everything, and the thing is, the one thing I do know, if that's why, as a space being, I tell people very most clearly that you need to go within. The answers are not in Bashar's. It's not the answers don't that Daryl Anka is presenting with Bashar are not necessarily all the answers. For some people, they need that. They need the Bashars of the world. But you have the answers within, and then in your instinctively within you, that this Earth is not going to be falling apart, that we're not going to have a nuclear war blowing up the planet. And number one, the Ashtar Command will never let that happen. Every nuclear weapon will be dismantled and neutralized. It's not going to happen. Now, Bashar can say, I was really surprised that Bashar would even take an inkling of talking about who's going to be the leader of the country. I wouldn't put any credence into what he says. It's just not going to happen.
That's why I like you so much. You stay positive, and I want to stay positive too. And it is true that you create your own future by staying positive or negative. So as long as you have the good karma going out, you got good karma coming back in, right?
Yeah, it's all a matter of how you look at it, and now I don't I do not, well, let me put this in certain words. I see everything. Because I see everything, I see there are different possibility realities for things to happen. But I also see that it's 2024 and we're all still here. I grew up in the 60s, the Cold War. Now, if there was going to be no planet Earth, it would have been in the 1960s and 70s before the Cold War supposedly ended. But that didn't stop the building of these nuclear weapons on Earth and all these other things. But in this timeline, Bashar is absolutely incorrect.
Yeah, that's why I like you so much. You stay positive. I love you. I appreciate
Well, thank
everything
you.
do for us. We need more people like you. Like I said, I was wondering if you have any more students like you, or you should attract them to come on TikTok like you do and do what you do, healing every day. We
Yeah.
need more people to heal. There's a lot of people out there that need help.
Well, when I do healings, and you've watched my show, I know you watch a long time, and I appreciate you coming up, is that I've been gifted by my father on the spaceship to take out implants. Now, I don't even keep track of how many implants I've taken out of people. I've also been gifted, as I did, before, in helping somebody remember how to connect with their star family through meditation and inner reflection. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not here to tell people everything's falling apart. There's enough of those people out there. I'm fully aware of everything. I'm fully conscious of everything. I don't know everything, but TikTok is not going away in January. We will be here in January on TikTok. As a matter of fact, it will not happen. There's just too many companies, too many people on here for TikTok to go south. It's not going to happen. So that's another thing. So don't fear the ending of TikTok, because it's just not going to happen.
I'm glad to have you, and I'm glad to have April too. April does the same thing you do, and she helps out a lot of people, and I'll be donating some money to her. As soon as we get some more money together, we're going to help her out.
Yeah, we've done that for her too, and it's a good thing to do. And she's here on a very strong mission, doing some real things going on the ships. I'll be part of the group of 5. You probably already know about that. And once I go on the ships, I'll know more about what I'm supposed to do and how it's going to be done.
Okay, I appreciate you very much. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm going to let you go tonight.
You too. Happy Thanksgiving. Absolutely, brother. I thank you so much for your support. I'll let you down. Thank you for sharing your question and getting some clarity on I really was glad you asked me that and shared that with me. Let's just do this here. And, this is what we do here. I'm all about inclusiveness. I'm all about hearing people's stories. I have a lot of information about what's happening, but I also like to get your stories too. I like to hear your contact information, whatever it is. Yuki Fox 1738. I'll bring you up. Yuki Fox. Nobody ever answers me. So let me just tell people the way it works here. You got to be over 18. No foul language. No kids on the show. No vaping. No smoking. No drugs. No drugs. No paranormal. No politics. No religion. And I think I said no cursing. I think I covered it all. And no trolls. Yuki Fox, tell us your question, and I might just bring you up. Let's see here. I think it's Elisa. Elisa, we're going to bring you up. Elisa Dora Schultz. Come on up. A Star Dowser? Yes, we're live. This is not recorded. This show is live. Absolutely live. I don't do recorded shows. Although, all my shows here are recorded and on YouTube as Recommend Spaceship News on YouTube. So you can watch all my previous shows on there. Let's see. I'm going to just see what people's comments are. Hey, let's see. I think we have that person coming up. All right.
Hello.
Lisa, good evening. Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm really happy to have you on the show. And actually, let's see here. Let's do this. See, is there any? Yes. So tell us about your background and tell us about your story.
Okay. All right. So I stay in Oklahoma, and 27 years old. I travel a lot throughout the States, but I've always had an interest in the stars and everything like that. So it was probably about 3 summers ago or so. I went out to New Mexico, out near like Alamogordo, so like where White Sands are, where they do all the nuclear testing and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yes, it's beautiful out there. So I rented this Airbnb out in the mountains, and it's probably about like around 3 in the morning. I brought my telescope out there. We found this like way up in the mountains, super secluded. It wasn't Alamogordo. It was like one of the, I think it was like Rio Dessa or something like that, up in the mountains. And 3 in the morning, no one's around. We're out there just looking at the stars through our telescope. And I really don't know how to explain it without it sounding crazy. But we're just on this cliffside looking out, and I'm with one friend, just me and him. And all of a sudden, it was just happened within probably like 5 seconds. But this extremely loud, just whooshing sound, and then like it was almost like all the air pressure like around our ears just like completely vanished for a second, like heavy pressure, like we couldn't hear for a second, and then it was just gone. And we just looked at each other and we're like, we need to leave. It was kind of scary at the time just because we didn't know what was happening.
Yeah.
And it honestly, it's like I try to use my realistic brain to wrap my head around it. Like the only reason that would have happened, and with anything, would have been like a really large animal like flying right over our heads or something like that. Like there's no other thing. Sorry, it's kind of windy out here.
That's
Let me go back over there. So I don't know. It just seemed extremely weird. There was no other reason to explain it other than like something super large just flying right over our head and just taking all the air pressure out. I've never experienced anything like it before, so I don't know. But I very much believe in space people and things like that. I've always been fascinated with the stars. I know there's people out there. I know there is, but I've just never experienced anything like that before. So that's kind of what I am linking those two things together to me.
And can you tell me what the craft looked like that you were seeing whooshing over you overhead?
So the thing is that I didn't see anything because it's completely pitch black out there. It's just in the middle of the mountains, no lights around at all. It's just the feeling of it. And it's like the instant, like I looked at him, he looked at me right after it happened. I was like, we have to go. Cause I mean, it's in the middle of the night. We're up on a mountain. Like it was scary. But I'm like, we could not explain it. Like, and I'm a very rational person. I try to think of all the past possibilities that it could have been. And I just like, I don't know what in the world that was.
Alicia, did you think that if you guys stayed there that you were going to have some sort of contact?
Not particularly. I don't ever expect anything. I really am just a big fan of astronomy, astrology, all that stuff. So that's why I brought my telescope out there. I wanted just to look at the stars. I wanted all that stuff. But I've been through Roswell. That was my second time to Alamogordo in that area in itself.
Okay.
And I knew New Mexico is very big with that stuff, and especially because they do the nuclear testing there.
Yeah.
And whatnot. I know that they know lots of things that I don't know. So I don't know. That was really my only experience. So I appreciate you letting me up.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting story. Would you ever go back to that mountain area?
I wish I knew more to it. Say that again.
Would you ever go back to that mountain area and stay there a while? Let's see what.
Yeah, I would love to go back. I went through those Carlsbad Caverns right there, like that 2-hour underground cave. I love New Mexico. It's beautiful.
Wow. Interesting story. I want to thank you, Alicia, that, every story is important to me. Every story, whether it's a
it meant something to me, and I'll never forget it. So I just figured I would let you know.
Hey, well,
I've listened to this
that.
your show all the time. So, and I love what you do. So I appreciate you.
And we appreciate you. Without you, I couldn't be doing it anyway. So I thank you so much.
Well, likewise, I thank you. And I also watch April too. I love her.
Oh, good. Yeah, April. Yeah, she was on this morning with me. that show and the show from last night will be on my YouTube channel. I'm gonna post those tonight if they're ready to be transferred. So yeah, I appreciate that. All right, thank you so much.
Yeah, well, yeah, thank you for listening to me. I'm glad to share it with someone that actually understands me. So you have a great night and happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Beautiful, beautiful story. This is what we do here, folks. This is why my show is number one. We want to hear their stories. I have plenty of information. And if you ask me a question that I don't know the answer, I'll just say I just don't know the answer. Most times I do on a cosmic galactic level, but sometimes I don't. But that's all right. Elisa, thank you for the heart. I appreciate it. Yeah, she just she didn't see anything, just the sound, and it was dark. Yeah. Let's see. I'm going to bring in KC5. I'm going to bring in KC55 700. KC55 700. We're going to bring you on live. And if you accept a request, you can ask me that question right on the show on this beautiful Wednesday night into Thursday morning. KC55700. If you go on the multi-guest option, I'll bring you up here. And you're watching Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show. As we're getting ready for a lot of things, but really we're getting ready for preparing ourselves for contact. There's no denying it with all the people having experiences and seeing things in video recording. A lot of things going on here, folks. And hey, KC55 700, how are you?
Good, how are you?
We're doing great. We love to bring people up here. Are you able to turn your camera on, by the way? Do you know how to do
I'm
that?
not going to because I'm not I'm not presentable.
Okay, well, we don't want to do that. Definitely you're okay that way. So tell us your first name. What's your first name?
It's Karen.
Hey, Karen, nice to meet you on Encounters. Are you new to the show or have you watched this before?
I have been watching for the last several nights and been fascinated.
Oh, thank you. We're glad to have you as a regular viewer of the #1 spiritual UFO talk show. And let's get into your question. You wanted to know about having an encounter, or did they decide, the space people, who they contact?
Yeah, is there a way that you can like say, hey, I'd love to meet somebody and they would come and meet you, or they just decide who they want to have in their group?
So let me ask you a little bit about yourself. Have you had any experiences in your life of what people call UFO sightings or anything like that?
Call me a what?
Have you ever had any UFO sightings since, in your life? Like UFO
I have
sightings?
thought that I have seen some things in the sky, but I was not positive it was a UFO. I live very close to, in fact, I live right almost out of a gate of Fort Riley. And so there's been a time or two, I don't know if it was something Fort Riley was playing with or what was going on, but.
Yeah. So, there's things that we never know about sometimes, that you see things, but at least you're questioning what it is, which is the most important thing. In terms of contact, as I've told people, if people want to learn about contact, potentially what you call a star family or being connected to the stars, everybody is. It's just not everybody knows how to do it. And then just like if you do yoga, you learn how to do yoga. If you learn how to just meditate, it just takes practice. It's like anything else. If you want to be a walker and walk every day, to do exercise, you walk every day and discipline yourself. So in terms of the question, can we have encounters with space people? Yes. Can we have a relationship? Yes. And that relationship is based on and predicated on your ability to focus. So do you do any meditation? Do you do any of that stuff?
I do not, but I've been thinking about trying it.
All right. So when you do your meditation, when I talk about meditation, I'm not talking about a feel-good meditation where before you go to work, you say, oh, now I feel good. I'm going to go and go into the office or whatever. The meditation I'm talking about is a disciplined meditation to make contact with your star family. And that meditation takes really a lot of discipline. With all the distractions in the world, that you have to find that little space, wherever it is, near a lake or something, at a park or wherever it is, that place. Now, if it's wintertime, you want to be indoors because you obviously don't want to be sitting in the snow. But if you're in that space that you can just focus, you want to say, I am a star, you say to yourself, I am a star seed. And we all are. You're a star seed, even though you don't know it yet. We all come from the stars, that we all have the human experience, which makes everybody equal in that sense. No one's better than the other. We all come from another realm. And so when you do that meditation, you'll be able to, in time, make contact telepathically. So as you and I speak like right now, we're having this verbal conversation. When you meditate and you focus on being a star person and that you are connected to some star system and some planetary system where you come from, you all do, and you do too, is that when you do that, you'll use telepathy. And when I talk about telepathy, it's using your consciousness to ask the question, I wish to connect with my star family. Where are you? And you must be, and when you do that question, what you want to do is say to them, you need to be Christed beings of light, my star family. You must be Christed beings of light. And by saying that, you're putting a discipline into the communications, because else you don't know who you're going to communicate with, and you don't know who's going to come back and respond to your communications. So yeah, it's definitely important to do that,
Okay.
And do you understand what I'm saying in terms of trying to help you figure out how to do this?
Yeah, I did. I had been listening the last few nights, and you were talking about that. But I also heard you talking about when you feel like there's no connection with the people in your life or your family.
Right.
Which is kind of where I'm at, and I have a weird feeling of being homesick.
Yeah, and that's one of the key points of a starseed, because you're cosmically homesick for the planet you came from. Now, if you meditate, focus on what planet you came from, you will eventually, down the road, whether it takes you a week, 2 weeks, a month, you will eventually get an answer. Excuse me, you will eventually get an answer as to where you came from.
Okay.
You definitely will.
Okay. Thank you very much.
I appreciate you coming up here. It's been great having you on here. And if you ever have any questions, you can come up here, and don't be afraid to ask. We'll definitely help you out.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you too. We're going to bring her down, and let's see what we got going here. You're watching Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show, busting the matrix, answering your questions, and giving you information that you're not going to see on CNN or NBC or BBC or NEC, just right here. And if you have had an experience, if you're a contactee, I'd like to hear your stories. I'm always interested on this Thursday morning, early Thursday morning. If you're in the U.S., it's Thanksgiving. You might be a vegetarian, having vegetarian turkey. I don't think that exists anyway, but you'll be having a good thing going on. If you're not celebrating Thanksgiving, you're in another country, just celebrate the fact that you're here. Just celebrate the fact that you're here, and you're all good. Yuli Fox. I want to bring Yuli Fox up. Yuli Fox, I'm going to bring up. Yuli Fox, you're my next guest. And let's see if Yuli Fox can come up here. Do you know how to use that TikTok thing to accept? There you go, Yuli. Yuli Fox on Encounters. Yuli Fox, good evening. Good morning.
Hi, good evening.
It's good to have you with us. So tell me where you're from and give us a sort of a background story about the fact you said, I believe they contacted me, and explain also who they are.
Okay, well, I live in California, and I've been having some contact since I was about 14 years old. I believe I've got abducted like 2 or 3 times. I remember the first time I got abducted, me and my mom were on a second floor where we used to live, and we both saw like this brilliant light, and then we felt like we were floating, and then all of a sudden we were like in this dream state, and we both dreamt the same thing, that we were like in a metallic UFO with a giant pyramid like that we had to climb to get to like a different part. And I remember I was telling her in the dream that I couldn't climb, and the next day we both were like, guess what? I dreamt that I was abducted by a UFO, and she's like, wait, me too. I was like, okay,
Wow.
that's weird.
So your mother also felt she was abducted. Well, you're not abducted by UFO, abducted by some sort of space beings. They would have abducted you or taken you. So the UFO is just a vehicle, but so I know what you mean. So you were taken by some sort of space beings onto their spaceship.
And we both saw them. They had like blonde hair. They were tall. I believe they were the typical description of the Pleiades.
Pleiades, okay.
Yeah, my mom thought they were angels, and I was like, no, I think they were like different beings. And so ever since I've been having contact, and a few nights ago I had a weird dream where I was outside, and I thought there was like an asteroid about to hit, and I was like, oh my God, what is that? And it was like a massive ship.
Wow.
That was like cloaked, and then everybody started running and panicking, but I wasn't scared because I knew who they were. I was like, no, that has to be like a galactic federation, somebody. I'm like, I don't feel like a threat from them.
Right. Well, obviously, so you weren't abducted. When you describe the beings that you're talking about being tall, you're a contactee. That's not an abduction. Is when it looks like a reptilian or a Zeta, and they're starting to do stuff, and they keep you from doing anything. That would be an abduction scenario. Your story, as I listen to it, is not an abduction. Yours is a contact story for you and your mother.
And
you're having contact.
Yeah. The people that came out of the spaceship, they were different colors. They were like blue, purple, and they were just different races of beings. And they were like, "Don't be afraid. We're not here to harm you. We're here because the government made a deal with us that we would be safe." And then in my dream, these like military officials had them surrounded, pointing their guns, and they were like, whoa, what's going on? This is not what we agreed on. We don't know what's going on.
So again, just let people know, you're dreaming. This is your dream. This is not an actual physical manifestation. It's what you're getting in the dream, correct? Okay. Just so that people know. But the dream state is also a reality state too, because you're having cosmic dreams of these different space people. And so let me ask you a question. Beyond the dream state, have you had anything outside of the dream state that is basically physically happening that you can... I have a feeling you've had some physical experiences beyond the dream state, correct?
Yes, I believe last night, I had a meeting with a corporation that I work for. And when my mom was there to give me a ride back home, she said she saw like a spaceship that was like landing, and she was like, I wish I had my phone. And I was like, that's weird.
And where was this? What part of this is in California?
Yes.
Where in California was this area where the spaceship was landing that your mom saw?
It was it's in San Jose, but it's like in it was weird because it's close to like a hospital. And we've seen a few sightings over the years of UFOs. That just like for example, I think last year we saw like 3 lights. Well, at first it was 3 lights, but then there was like more. And we were like, wow, is that a UFO? And we were just shocked because it was in plain sight and everybody was taking out their phones and recording the UFO.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's interesting? So with that story of that happening to you, are there any? I don't know much about California. I know it's a little bit about California. San Jose, is it near any out near the desert area, or is it mostly a built-up area, mostly city or suburban?
Well, it's mostly like a city area, but sometimes like when we pass through the airport, sometimes we could see like different lights that were like, okay, that does not look like a plane.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, there's like a few hidden ones. Because I live basically where the hills are, so I feel like it's more probable that they visit this area since like there's no light, you could see them more.
Okay, interesting. Well, I want to thank you for the story because that is interesting. And a lot of times as people watch this, when we have cosmic dreams, like those are considered cosmic dreams, you might be experiencing something in a different timeline in the dream state. And it might not be happening here, but you're going somewhere else where it's happening somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Any other things you want to share, or is that the main part of what you wanted to bring up?
No, that's the main part.
All right. And it's Yuki Fox, right?
Yes.
Oh, well, thank you, Yuki from California. You've been on Encounters. I want to thank you for sharing that story. Very interesting. And we're going to let Yuki Fox down and continue watching. And also, let's see here. I leave my bed every night. I want to bring Deborah June Paul up. I'm not sure, but I have a feeling she has a story. Deborah June Paul. I just randomly select people based on what I'm hearing in sentences. I think she's had some contact stuff going on. Deborah June Paul, if you see the multi-guest option, press that, or just press the thing to accept the live request, and we'll bring you on here on Encounters. And if she doesn't come up, drunken hairline. Let's see here. You have to be over 18. Not only over 18, no smoking, no drinking, no drunks, no drugs, no paranormal discussion, no religion, and no politics. And again, no cursing on the show either, and no trolls. If you end up being a troll, I will take you off and send you into outer space in 2 seconds. So we're going to see if Drunken Hair can come up on our show. I don't think they have enough followers. Let me see here. So he says, my first contact was at home. Everybody follow Drunken Hairline. He needs 30, 40, about 20 more followers. 20 more followers to come up on the show here. I would like to hear that story. And if you have a story to tell, please join us. J Mark 1 says, 1987, living behind Pikes Peak, about 10,000 feet. I was awoken by shock from a deep sleep. And that sounds interesting. I'm being very random here. J Mark, if J Mark wants to come up, I'd like to hear that story. And we'll see who accepts the request here. I understand when I send a request to you, if you know how to use the TikTok, you just accept the request or go to the multi-guest option. There's a multi-guest option icon, and you have to, again, be over 18, no trolls on the show, no cursing, no drunks, no driving, no drunks, no drugs, no smoking at all on the show, no politics, no religion, and no paranormal discussion. Let's see here. So I was just on a live. So Drunken Hairline, we want to bring on here, but we need to, actually I'm going to try to bring you on here. Evidently I'm able to do it. That's interesting.
Okay. Yeah, I was confused.
Okay, I got you on here. My TikTok wasn't showing I could bring on, but I was able to. I just started following you, and I was able to do that. Tell us how old you are and where you're located.
So I'm 28. I'm from York, Pennsylvania.
Oh, York, Pennsylvania. Okay, and Pennsylvania has had a long history of over the years of UFO sightings. Tell us the background of your story, and we'd love to hear it.
Okay. So I currently have a family now. I'm an adult.
Of course,
this
yeah.
this story happened when I was finishing high school. So in short, so basically I lived on a third floor at my parents', and the way that our house was structured was more like an old Civil War townhome. It was split, but we owned both sides and both up and down, bottom and top. So I was on the third floor. Basically, to give you an idea, I have a door to my right that leads out to the hallway that leads downstairs. In front of me, in front of my bed, is a window, and then I have a window to my left. I was in bed one night, and I have a pit bull. My dog always laid with me in bed. And one night, I just woke up, and I couldn't really explain the reason I was up.
Mm-hmm.
I looked. I was going back and forth. I just had this weird feeling that something was off. I tried to go back to sleep, and I just couldn't. I woke back up. I looked at my dog and tried to wake him up. He would not wake up.
Mm-hmm.
I look at my window and I just fixate on the window for whatever reason. And as I'm fixating, I just see something slowly coming into picture. It's a hand. Now, to describe this, it only had 3 fingers. And it slowly was crouching down like it was very tall. Now, I have large windows at my parents', so they're probably 3 or 4 feet tall. And then probably 3 feet wide. They're very large windows in the city. And I just see it kind of kneeling down and looking in. And I'm frozen. Like, I can't move. I can't talk. Like, my throat is frozen.
Yeah.
And then I'm staring at it, and it's looking at me. And I'm somehow able to break out of this trance that I'm in. So I immediately bolt out of my bed, run to the right, slamming my door open. In this whole process, my dog doesn't wake up.
Oh my God.
So I leave the door, I make a left and then a right, and then the stairs go down in my house. And then it brings you to another hallway to my right, my left. My left would have been my living room out from this door. And then if I go right, it leads into another hallway. Now, as soon as I made a right-hand turn, there was 2 beings in my house.
Oh my God.
Blocking me.
Oh my God.
Blocking me from going any further. And they just looked like the stereotypical gray, except they were a little heavier. They were a little bit more heavy set.
Right, heavy set. Okay.
I was somehow able to worm my way past them because I was running full speed. I didn't really have much thought. I kind of got to the bottom of the stairs, left, right, and ran. By the time I looked right, I was already in their direction running. I got past them. As I'm running by them, my hallway kind of tilts to the right and back to the left. And then there's a pair of stairs behind me that go down into the first floor of my house. I'm running straight. It leads into my dining room. In my dining room, there's a door to the left that leads to an old balcony we used to have with stairs that lead downstairs. So I ran outside or into my balcony and down the stairs. Wow. I got it maybe about halfway down the stairs, and these older townhomes have windows as you can see them as you're coming down. That was our laundry room at one point. This window is now blocked off. You can't see this window anymore. We bricked it up. But at this time, it was still there. I got maybe halfway to the point where I could get halfway down that window. And I was going downstairs, but I was halfway down where I could see in. And what was in my room is now down in the laundry room, looking right at me from the window. I maybe have made 2 or 3 more steps down, and I completely blacked out.
Oh my God!
And it wasn't like
now when you blacked out, like you didn't expect to black out. At that point, you blacked out, correct?
Yeah, it was more like, I don't know if you've ever been in a fight and been knocked out.
Like it's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
lights
yeah.
out. It was literally just lights out.
And how long were you out? Like when you say blacked out, how long did that
I
last?
couldn't give you an exact time frame because I don't have any recollection of anything that happens after that other than
Mhm.
waking up in the morning. I woke up in my
So
room with my dog.
yeah, it sounds like you had missing time.
And that's
What
just
time?
the one.
What time was it when you blacked out? Do you remember?
I mean, I woke up and I had on the phone. I mean, it was like 1 or 2 in the morning at the time.
Hmm.
It was
Now
pushing into 2.
it was pushing into was that before you blacked out or after you blacked out?
No, when I woke up, I immediately looked at my phone, like you know how
Hmm.
kids are in habits.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That was the first thing I did.
Yeah, it sounds like you had missing time. I would say you
I will.
blacked when you go ahead.
I was just going to say the only other thing I have, and I talked to somebody recently about this on another live. I didn't mention this, but on my wrist, I have a scar now, and
Hmm.
it's a perfect, like, it looks like a surgical scar,
Yeah.
and there's nothing there. I just woke up with this scar. I've never had it before. I
Yes.
just woke up with the
Yeah.
scar.
You were actually abducted and taken on a spaceship. You just don't remember it. That's what those two ETs, those Zetas, they when you blacked out, they took you on some spaceship and they did something. They did
It
something to
didn't
you.
it didn't feel like there was like malice or any like ill intent necessarily. I was just so scared out of my mind that this was happening because I was abruptly kind of woken up in the sense like I was like, what the fuck type of. Oh,
Oh, you
sorry.
gotta be careful with the
I'm
language.
sorry.
That's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
But you know what? That's exactly what they do. They try to use in your consciousness to tell you there's no ill intent. We're just here. You know, you have nothing to worry about. The traditional Zeta story to a human when they abduct them is everything's going to be okay. There's nothing to be afraid of. That's their typical line, and that's promoted into your consciousness. Just exactly what you just said now is exactly what they do with anyone they abduct. The thing is, whatever surgical stuff they did to you, I think you might even have an implant in you.
Well, I've actually tried to go get that looked at, and I kind of told us the doctor what happened, and he just kind of looked at me like you're nuts. Like,
Well, the doctor is going to be the last person that's going to believe you that there's an
yeah.
implant inside you. I have taken out over 50 different times in a row already. I don't know how much you know about my show, but welcome to the
No, this is the
program.
first time. There isn't too many
Oh,
people that talk about this on here.
oh yeah, this is like the number one talk show on the subject all over the planet right here. So what you want to do is I'm a contactee from the 60s, and I had contact with space people that were positive wearing light blue outfits when I lived in a cul-de-sac in Long Island in New York State when I was a kid, and I live in New England when I get a little bit older. Uh, but that was a positive thing. In your particular case, I believe that you do have possibly an implant in you. And what I do here, just to give you some background, I'm also with the Ashtar Command, which are space people, and I'm a starseed. If you don't know what starseed is, you might be a starseed too. Is that it means that we have Earth-based families, we have a regular life on the planet Earth. We might be a lawyer, we might be a doctor, we might be a factory worker, whatever. We might have a family,
Mm-hmm.
but we remember that we don't feel like we're from here, like we're from somewhere else. And so that's what a starseed is. But the Ashtar Command are the positive humans from other planetary systems that are real, and they're the opposite of those that you saw in your house. They would never abduct anybody. They're not here to do that. They're there to stop all that.
So I have
So
one question then, since
yeah,
I don't know a whole lot about the different types of aliens that
right.
exist. The one, like I mentioned, in my room, in my laundry room, was much taller.
Mm-hmm.
And that one was very slim. That was a very slim being. Like, again, it was brief, but I could just tell that those were slimmer, much slimmer
Yeah.
and taller.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you're on here. You're going to be addicted to the show in a good way, and the first time finding it, I'm glad you did. So now I just gave you a brief background of what I do. I've been gifted by my father on the spaceship to be able to take out implants and scan your. I can scan you remotely. I don't charge anything to do this. I'm not here to charge money for what I do. I'm here to do the mission work. My consciousness is from another world beyond Earth. I come from Mars, one of the planets between 10 and 15 million inhabitants that live there. I have full conscious reality of just about everything I need to know. So what I'd like to do is scan. If you close your eyes and you give me permission, I will scan you. And when we find the implant, you'll tell me to stop and I'll take it out and we'll destroy it.
Okay.
And it's all good. There's nothing to be afraid of. Anyone here who's had me work on them, any of my viewers who've watched me do this know that I take a great deal of care with each individual that tells me these stories, and we do take the implants out. It won't hurt, but you'll feel a little bit of the implant coming out, but it's not going to hurt you. The reason, in terms of that, because the implants should not be put in humans, it's against universal law, and no one should have implants in them. You weren't meant to have people abduct you and put implants in your body, whether it be our government or the ETs or anybody.
I do have one more story then too as well. I don't know if you want to hear that as well.
Yeah, we will definitely get to that. But let me do this for you, and if you agree to do it, I will unconditionally help you here, folks. And what I'm going to do for him, if people are new to the show, I have the ability, and my friend April in Vermont does. We're probably, right now, we're the only two people here on any social media that can physically take out implants and not be in the same room, and we will destroy the implants. And we do this, okay? And if you've never seen me do this and you're like a person that's out there that's skeptical, you can be as skeptical as you want, but I will destroy the implant. So, okay, we're going to begin. And then after we get done doing that, we'll hear your other story. So I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to breathe in and out a few times through your nostrils. And when you're relaxed, let me know. And Marty Rogers, why? Because the implants are being put in people by negative ETs and by our own government people working with the negative ETs. They have been involved in that for over 70 years.
I'm good.
Okay, good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change into my consciousness here. I'm going to go into my Ashtar Command Christ conscious level as a space person. And I'm going to definitely scan your head first. And you're going to hear, I'm going to start amping up the energies of heat, the beams of light into your head. And I'm going to start feeling the energy from the aura of your head. You should start feeling some energy. When you do, let me know. I'm going to amp it up so you can feel it. Slowly amping it up.
Okay.
And what I'm doing, everybody, do you feel it now?
Yeah.
Good. So we're going to amp it up even more so now that you feel the energy. We're going to go scanning slowly down. And as I amp up the heat energy, it will find the implant in you. Once I've hit the implant, you'll tell me to stop. When you tell me to stop, I'm going to neutralize the implant in his body, and I'm going to take it out and destroy it. I'm going down to the neck area. And I'm going to start really amping it up here. I'm going down the neck area near the head area. And when I get to the implant, let me know. They're very sneaky. They'll put them in places where you think they're supposed to be, and they're not there, and then they're in other places. I'm shooting energy into your body to neutralize the implants. If they're living or moving implants, we're going to stop them from moving. Then I'll be able to find them. So I'm going to neutralize the implant once I find it. When I've gotten to the area where the implant is, tell me to stop. I'm really amping up the energies here. I feel some reason I have to go to your back area. So I'm gonna scan the back area with heat energy. Something in the back area to the neck, down below the neck. I feel I'm getting close to one of them. And if I get there, let me
I can
know.
feel
And
my arm.
your arm? Okay. I'm down near the arm area. Right arm or left arm?
Right.
Okay, I'm going to go to that area. I'm now using both my hands here. I'm going to shoot energy into the arm, slowly go down the arm. You tell me when to stop. Almost there. I'm going to really get heavy into the heat energy. I'm going down the arm. We're going to scan it. I'm going up a little bit up on the upper part of the arm to the shoulders and the arm area. Getting pretty close now, I think.
I can feel my wrist heating up.
Okay, where is it heating up now?
In my wrist.
In your wrist, okay. We're going to put more heat into the wrist area. I believe the implant's in that area. Tell me when to stop. I'm going to try to hit the implant with the heat energy, and so you'll feel it. I'm going to do that right now.
Yeah, I can feel
Tell me
it.
when.
Yeah, I can feel
Right
it.
there?
On my
Right there?
wrist. Yeah.
Okay, right there. All right, we're going to neutralize it, and we're going to take the implant out. Keep your eyes closed, stay focused. And what you're going to do, when I take it out, I'm going to sever the implant and neutralize it, which I've done. I'm going to take the implant out. As I take it out, I'm going to let you feel that I'm taking it out, just so you know I'm taking it out. I'm going to squeeze the implant, and I'm going to kind of shake it a little bit as I'm pulling it out of your body. And tell me when you start feeling the vibration.
I'm not feeling anything.
No, that's okay.
But the heat's gone.
Yeah. You might have more than one implant, and you might have two, actually. And where was the scar that was on your body afterwards?
On the inner part of my wrist. So, where typically where people would slip their wrist, it's right around that area.
Right. So I'm scanning a little bit more. I'm going deeper into the wrist area. Just stay focused. Don't think too much. So right about here, I'm feeling something. Yeah, right here. I'm not sure where it is. I'm right over here, near the shoulder. But I'm getting something that appears to be towards the side of the below the shoulder. On the side below the shoulder, there's something there. Right here. I'm going to send some heat energy into that area below the shoulder. You should start feeling something.
Okay.
Right here below your shoulder. There's a lot of energy there. Yes, sometimes the implants move around. I'm going to neutralize it. It's right below your shoulder on the right side. I'm going to amp up the heat energy so you can feel it. Tell me when.
Okay.
Right
I
here.
can feel it. Yep.
Yeah, that's where the implant is. Now I'm going to control the implant and neutralize it. Now I'm going to start pulling it out. And this you're going to feel this because I've got it neutralized. I'm taking my other palm and shooting energy at the back end of the implant. Keep your eyes closed. You should start feeling something, because I did find something right there. Some implants, they move around, so they trick you. This one I've neutralized. I'm taking it out. I see a blue energy, which is a clearing of energy in that part of the body, below the arm in that part on the right. I'm going to get the rest of it out now. And you should start feeling something. Just let go and allow yourself to feel what's happening and don't think about it. Just let go. It's okay. Almost out. I'm going to shake it a little bit towards the end of the skin area. As I'm shooting the beam of energy behind it, I'm putting healing energies where the implant was, so it'll heal up pretty rapidly. And I believe I've got the implant out. How does that feel over there below your arm?
Oh, I can just feel the pressure. That's all I can feel. I can feel pressure.
Yeah, that's the pressure of the implant that I'm taking out. I'm almost got it out. I'll have it out in 2 seconds. Okay. I'm going to destroy it. Man. Yeah, the implant had moved. I got the implant. It was below the arm. It had moved. So this was sort of like a living implant, and I was able to get it out. And now I have my cat here. Hello there, Missy. So she's joining us, but I want you to take a deep breath, just relax for a minute. And before we get to your final story, I'm going to do a protection for you on encounters. Just keep your eyes closed. I'm going to put a heat shield around your body. And also I'm going to send energy in your house, in all the rooms, in the hallways. We're going to amp up the energies. I'm going to set beams of light separated from my palm of my hands that will clear all the residual energies of the negative ETs that were there. And we're also going to put a protection around you as well. And you're going to feel heat energy now. Just let me know when you feel it. This is going to be what I call not a spacesuit, but for lack of a word, I'll say a spacesuit. A shield.
I feel it.
Okay, I'm putting a shield over your body now. I'm making sure it's strong. This shield, folks, will protect him no matter where he goes. And also, we're never, ever going to let those Zetas come into your house again. I'm basically clearing all the energy out, any residual energy from them. I'm putting also a invisible beam of light. It's going to be a invisible shield around your home. And then if you have a basement or anything, we're clearing all the energy out right now. And I want you to keep your eyes closed. The final part of this is I just finished the shield. The energies, the beams of energies, you won't see them. It's going to clear all the energies. It's like scrubbing a wall. It's going to get all the residual negative ET energy out of the house. It'll be destroyed. Now, the last thing we're going to do here is have you say these words, which I do with every person that I've helped. I want you to say, I am a cosmic, Christed being of light. I am now free. I will never be abducted again. And I am light. Divine. Okay, open your eyes, brother. How do you feel?
I could feel like heat moving around me.
Yeah, we were doing a clearing of the energies. They did a little job on you there when they did that. but we got everything out. We cleared your energies. You're good.
So,
And now let's proceed with your. Yeah, it's a lot to deal with. The heat energy, the beams of light in you, they're still in you. They're making sure they're scanning. The energies are scanning to make sure everything in your cellular structure is clear. They're checking the brain area up in your head area, but no, you're good. There were, I think, potentially 2 implants, but I got the implants out of your body. They're gone.
okay.
Yeah. And everyone is different. And what is your last story? I'm very interested to hear what that was.
So, this last story is a little different. So I do a lot of tactical training. I'm a big firearms person. I like to do instructions and stuff like that online.
Oh, okay.
So me and my friends, we go camping every once in a while. So where I live, there's 2 different forests you can go to. There's the Allegheny National Forest, and then you have something called the Michelle State National Forest. So we went camping in the Michelle State National Forest. Now, we do backpack camping, so this isn't like traditional tents. This is tarps, and that's basically it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So we went out with weapons and all that. We carry Baofeng radios on us. Baofeng radios, there's long distance radios. They use GRMS connection. Now, you can change it. There's a couple different ways you can use them, but they're mainly for long range communication or short. It's called sight distance, technically sight distance, but you can get different bands for them where you're able to reach farther. We were out, it was around 12 o'clock. It was late. So I don't know how many people are familiar with this, but in a forest at nighttime, you can actually see quite a bit under a good moon. It was a full moon in this case. We were out and we have our radios. Now, our radios are always on when we're out, just in case somebody gets lost. There was 3 of us out that night. My one buddy's name was Tony, and I had another friend named Jared. Now, Jared is passed out. Me and my friend Tony are drinking, having a good time.
Yeah.
Our radios you can sometimes get interference with them when you're in the forest. Now, it can happen for a couple of different reasons. 2 big reasons is, one, you're being tracked by somebody with radio, which you can do with GRMS radio. The second is there's dead zones in forests where you just get interference from trees and the hills. I mean, there could be a couple of different reasons for it. Mineral deposits. I mean, I'm not 100% sure what causes dead zones, but I'm sure somebody here knows. But in this particular instance, we were drinking, just bullshitting. Radios started going crazy. Interference, the loud hissing and static. And we saw a light. It zipped by over the tree canopy, and the tree canopy itself shook. There was no sound. There was no sound from anything moving necessarily. It was just the tree started, shaking really hard.
Wow.
So that was pretty much the gist of that. And then we were up the rest of the night. Neither one of us were going to sleep.
Yeah, it sounds like a spaceship went over. Some sort of a spaceship, yeah.
Yeah, it was just a big bright light. Flew right overhead. It was low enough, like I said, it shook the tree canopy. That forest specifically has a mixture of oak, pine. I don't know all the tree names. Poplar wood. There's a few different species of trees that are in that area, but they shook pretty hard. That was my second experience.
And you were out, and you guys were out in the middle of nowhere, correct?
Yeah, we were about 10 miles out, give or take.
Yeah, I mean, hey, look, to me, hearing that story with the background I have, you definitely had what you can call it a UFO, but I call it a spaceship that was really low, that flied above the tree line, but low enough to shake everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. That's a great story.
But the first one was more surreal because that one, I will say for the first one, I've had realistic dreams before. I used to write my dreams down, and I used to try to lucid dream. So I'd always write, if I see certain things, specifically, I had a red ball that I wrote down. If I ever see a red ball in a dream, it would trigger a lucid dream. I can tell, for at least for the most part, the first story that I had wasn't a dream. I don't believe it was a dream. If it was a dream,
it wasn't a dream. You were having some problems there with those ETs.
But that was probably the most surreal one that I had. Other than that, it was just that one incident when we were in the woods.
Yeah, no, that's both stories were amazing. The other one, I'm gonna meditate on that one, because the fact that there was a ship that went over you in the woods. Now my cat's meowing for probably treats. Her name's Missy, if everyone wants to know. She's been on my show before, but I can't pick her up because she's in another room. But I think that everything is related. I think now I'm not saying that spaceship is related to the ETs that abducted you, but it could be.
That was just a light. I mean, that light was like, I don't know if anybody's ever had a bright flashlight shined at you. 1,000 lumen flashlight on one of my rifles will completely blind you at night.
Yeah. Interesting.
And we didn't have tents or anything. Somebody commented with a tent. No, we didn't have tents. These were just tarps and hammocks.
Yeah. And was it warm out there, or were you cold in the woods? Or
no, it was in October. It actually happened this year.
It happened this year. Okay.
That happened this year. That was in October. Now the other sighting that happened a long time ago. I was young.
Yeah, you were younger, a kid. Yeah.
But the ship, that was this year.
All right. And again, give me your first name just so people can remember.
My name's Nick, man.
Nick. Okay, Nick. It's been really good having you on here. Both your stories and your ability to agree to let me help you get the implants out is good. I can tell your energy is clearing out, because that was a big deal. You had that implant in you for quite some time. So when you go to sleep tonight, you're now well protected. All I'm going to say is have some great dreams, not negative dreams, and just you'll be fine. You'll do good.
Awesome. But I just wanted to share those two stories mainly.
Well, I'm glad you found my show. We're on at 11 o'clock at night. Saturday nights is our Ashtar Command night. My friend April, she physically goes off planet in upstate Vermont, near the Canadian border, with the space people that are positive. And she's been off planet over 100 different times. I can't even keep track anymore.
So I do have one question before I go then. With I'm going to refer to them as the Greys. Are they typically malintent? And like, what's their whole purpose of doing what they're doing?
They come from the Zeta. They're called Zeta. They came from the Zeta Reticuli system. Their planets used to be pristine, and they used to be human like we are. So what they did is they had radiation problems. They had conflicts with war. They got so advanced, they essentially got too advanced to the point where they forgot who they were. They had the human emotions, feelings, expressions disappeared. So they went underground and they changed their physical makeup to what they look now like, with the big eyes, the round head. Some of them are tall, some of them are shorter. So their intent is, they abducted, with the agreement of our government, for over 70 years, human beings, children, and so forth, in order to reproduce a hybrid society that had the human emotions and their DNA as well. But again, this is against universal law, and they were doing this against universal law for over 70 years. Now they're being stopped. The Ashtar Command, the people I work with, are capturing the Zeta, and they're being taken off planet from doing what they've been doing to people, the abductions. So pretty soon that's going to be all stopped. They're trying to capture the Zeta, and reptilians are primarily the two groups involved in the abduction of human beings.
Actually, I do have one more. This isn't much of mine. This is my grandfather. My grandfather was an 82nd Airborne during Vietnam. Mm-hmm. Before he passed away, he did tell me a story. He was on base, and now where he was at, I'm not going to say the base name. Just out of the sake, I just want to keep that kind of personal. He says a long time ago, though, he was walking through hangars, and he said he saw something silver and metallic. He went in and looked, saw it, and then turned around and left. And he said the very next day he walked by, that same hangar was locked up and closed, and there was armed guards everywhere.
He probably saw a captured flying saucer or spaceship.
But that's third hand from him. So
yeah, I mean, I would believe it. I've had top secret security clearance people on my show here in the last 2 years that have stated, and I know it to be true, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base has a lot of retained spaceship objects that were given to them or they potentially took down with scalar technology over the last 70 years. So, yeah.
I don't know if there's any way to look into his stuff, but I'm going to see eventually. I know he had a security clearance. I just don't know what it was. My mom told me, but I don't want to tell you wrong information. I just know there's different levels.
Yeah, look into it first, and when you get real good information, you're always welcome back on here as a guest for sure.
I gotcha. I don't know how much I'll be able to get considering it was a security clearance.
Well, you never know if you don't research it. You got to do some digging in there. You know what I mean, Nick?
Mm-hmm.
So I think so. At least try. You don't know where it's going to lead you, but maybe it'll get you somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Well, hey, you have a wonderful night.
Thanks for coming on in Pennsylvania. We appreciate you, man. Thanks for listening and watching, and also coming on the show.
Mm-hmm.
So we appreciate you. And we're going to bring Nick down. It's almost 2 in the morning. I think it's time for me to say goodnight. If you want to be a guest tomorrow night at 11, join us again for another edition of Encounters, and we will definitely have information to share. We'll take your interviews on the show, and all I can tell you is if you're in the U.S., happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your turkey. If you're a vegetarian, have some vegetarian turkey. I know there are vegetarians that celebrate in a vegetarian way or vegan. But everybody, just have a good day. If you're not celebrating any of that and you're in another part of the world, thank you, Levi, for the lightning bolt, and all everybody for your gifts. We just hope you all have a great weekend. We'll be with you tomorrow night, and I want to thank you all for tuning in. My other two shows all my shows are on Aztec Command Spaceship News on YouTube. Just go to my YouTube channel to watch all the shows. This morning's show and last night's show will be on YouTube within tomorrow. So at some point. All right, everybody, take care. It's been good being with you. I'm CmdrAleon, the host of Encounters. Let's Bust the Matrix together.